1983, Beirut bombing, the tragedy that changed U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East. In 1983, the U.S. faced one of its deadliest days since World War II, not on the battlefield, but in a peacekeeping mission. This is the story of the Beirut barracks bombing and how it reshaped America's role in the Middle East. Segment 1. The Lebanese Civil War. Background. 03230. Lebanon in the early 1980s was a nation torn apart by civil war, a deadly conflict that drew in regional and global powers. Christian and Muslim militias, Palestinian factions, Syrian forces, and later Iranian-backed groups all clashed for control. To help stabilize the country, a multinational peacekeeping force was created in 1982, including troops from the United States, France, Italy, and the United Kingdom. The U.S. Marines were deployed to Beirut in 1982, not for war, but to serve as neutral peacekeepers. Segment 2. The 1983 bombing. 2:35 now. But on October 23, 1983, tragedy struck. A truck loaded with explosives crashed through the gates of the U.S. Marine barracks near the Beirut International Airport. The explosion was catastrophic. 241 American service members were killed, most of them Marines. Minutes later, a second truck bomb hit a nearby French military compound, killing 58 French paratroopers. It was one of the deadliest attacks on U.S. forces overseas since World War II. Segment 3. Who was behind it? 5:96:30. The attack was later attributed to a militant group with ties to Iran, operating under the umbrella of what would later become Hezbollah. While the group denied responsibility at the time, evidence pointed to a coordinated, politically motivated operation aimed at driving out Western forces. Segment 4. U.S. response. 6:38. In the aftermath of the attack, the U.S. Navy shelled militant positions in the mountains overlooking Beirut. Warships like the USS New Jersey fired heavy artillery at hostile locations to deter future attacks. But by early 1984, U.S. Marines were withdrawn from Lebanon, marking the end of direct U.S. military presence in the country. The attack raised hard questions about the role of peacekeeping forces in active war zones, and the risks of becoming entangled in regional conflicts without clear exit strategies. Segment 5. Legacy Lessons. 8:9-30. The Beirut bombing changed American policy forever. It led to new security protocols for U.S. forces abroad. It warned of the rising threat of asymmetric warfare, where non-state actors could inflict massive damage using unconventional tactics. It also marked the beginning of more complex U.S.-Middle East relations, particularly regarding Iran and Hezbollah. President Ronald Reagan later called the attack a tragedy that will not be forgotten, and it remains a somber chapter in U.S. military history. Conclusion. 9:30:10. The 1983 Beirut bombing is a reminder that even peacekeeping missions can turn deadly in unpredictable environments. It's a story of loss, but also of lessons learned that still shape American foreign policy to this day.